As pictured here in the front cover of a Time magazine, most of you have likely heard of the substance with names such as cannabis, weed, kush, bud, Mary Jane, and more. Marijuana culture is prevalent among not only college campuses, but in New Jersey, nationwide, and even worldwide. And despite how you may feel towards it, it is here to stay. Today, I'm here to argue that the use of recreational marijuana should be legalized in every state. Being college-age students, we are most likely all familiar with not only marijuana, but also the debate of legalization. Moreover, we may know friends or family members who may use it for medical reasons or recreational reasons. I am well informed on this topic as I have read many arguments about legalizing marijuana. Moreover, I have evaluated the research done on not only the effects on marijuana, but also the implications. During these next 7 minutes, I will discuss how the economy will benefit from legislation, the health effects marijuana has, and how government restrictions of marijuana is impeding on U.S. citizens' freedom of choice. Debatably, one of the most influential reasons that marijuana should be legalized for recreational use nationwide is that it will have extremely positive effects on the economy. First, as marijuana is taxed by each state that has legalized its use, the proceeds made from taxes will be able to be put forth towards public benefit. For example, in California, the state taxes 15% for recreational weed. According to Forbes magazine, since 2016, when the state changed its laws of cannabis from just medical to recreational use, the state has made $2.75 billion in tax revenues. These tax revenues can then be put forth for the public good. The Deputy Director of Marijuana Coordination for the state of Colorado cited that $17 million in tax revenue goes to educate the youth about marijuana and prevention. Moreover, considering that marijuana is already a huge industry in many states where it is legalized, the job creation will only continue to grow from here and benefit the economy and public as well. For instance, the job growth in the growing aspect of there will be job growth in the growing aspect of the business. There will be job growth for those who work in the dispensary, those who educate buyers and the public about weed, those who work with the government and legislation, and many more jobs that will soon be created for the U.S. economy. Beyond the monetary benefits to our economy, the more important health benefits contribute to why marijuana should be legalized. Despite the fact that research has not been developed enough to reveal all the negative and positive effects that marijuana has, more studies have been done as of late that display its positive effects. Igor Grant, who is chair of the Department of Psychiatry at the University of Southern California and on the board of the San Diego School of Medicine, lists instances in which marijuana has proven to help medically. In cases of peripheral and neuropathic chronic pain, marijuana has been shown to reduce the pain greatly and in some cases work even better than medicine. Also, with people who have multiple sclerosis, which are chronic spasms in the muscles, marijuana has proved its efficacy in alleviating pain in the short term. Weed has also been proven to help in some mental health cases as well. One user was quoted in Time magazine on the positive benefits marijuana has had for him. Sean Azaridi, an Iraqi war veteran and PTSD survivor who now buys medical marijuana in Colorado, has said, "It took away my anxiety. It took a while to figure out the right strain and dose, but eventually I figured out my body's chemistry and how it interacts with this substance, and it let me be the normal person that I am now." There are also negative effects while there are also positive health benefits, there are negative effects as well. For example, when adolescents begin smoking, it can have a negative impact on their developing brains. The brain development can be inhibited in the connections between the neurons in certain brain regions. Moreover, if someone is predisposed to mental health problems before they smoke, they are more likely to develop earlier onset psychosis, which includes schizophrenia. Although there are negative health effects of marijuana, R. Douglas Fields from the National Institute of Health says that the government's research restrictions are so severe that it is difficult to find and show the medical benefit. However, once legalization occurs, more studies can be done to show more of its positive effects. Lastly, marijuana should be legalized because it should not be within government's hands to dictate what an adult may choose to use or abuse. The U.S. does not outlaw substances for adults such as alcohol and tobacco, despite their proven extreme negative health consequences. Moreover, the past only demonstrates that extreme restriction does not prevent use. Rather, it leads people to find alternative, less safe means in acquiring the drug. Legalization will lead to regulation and monitoring of weed, which will in turn make using marijuana safer. Studies done in Colorado demonstrate that after legalization and commercialization of weed, there has hardly been an impact on the number of high school graduations, traffic accidents, and crime, which are all factors that people are worried about in the debate of legalizing marijuana. The apprehensiveness towards legalization can also be rooted in the fear of abuse by the youth. However, measures are already being taken by Colorado, which is a state that has legalized marijuana for a number of years, in preventing marketing to the youth, such as selling and distribution of edibles. Some of these constraints are labeling the edibles with stickers that say that there are THC in the edibles, and they within the packaging there's no appeal to the youth, and no outright advertising of fun flavors, which also advertise towards the youth. Additionally, cigarettes were initially marketed and targeted towards the youth, which was very problematic, and now that we have seen those results from that, going forward, now that we are already aware of potential health effects of marijuana on the youth, lawmakers will take more proactive measures in preventing marketing towards those who are underage. Now that we see that trying to control population can just lead to unsafe use, we must press forward in getting our government to legalize. In summation, the legalization of recreational marijuana will lead to a larger money flow in the economy and users to freely experience the numerous health benefits while exercising their freedom of choice. Don't you want to have control over your own life and stop the government from choosing what you can and cannot do?